Hello. Welcome back to my bed. Yeah, welcome back to my channel. Maybe you can tell, hopefully you can tell, I upgraded from my phone to a camera, which is super amazing because now I can make better content for you. And yeah, also, you probably also can tell, but I'm very awkward in front of a camera because it's just slightly uncomfortable. Not because of you, I love you so much, but just me as a person, which, you know, exactly. And anyways, hi. Now that I have a new camera, I thought that would be the best excuse to make a video. Nobody asked me to make this video. I decided to do it by myself, but it's basically my art journey type of video. I always wanted to do that for you, but also for myself, to kind of reflect on what changed in my artistic skills. I'm not going to go all the way back to when I was a toddler. That is just, you know, I think everybody drew as a toddler at some point, at least one drawing. And yeah, all I can say about this time is that I love drawing already at this point. Obviously not in like a way of, you know, pursuing it as a business, because I was a toddler. But I already love drawing. But I think the time when I started getting more into drawing was definitely elementary school, just because we had these art competitions that really motivated me actually to draw more, and especially because it was very competitive as a kid. I think that really kind of pushed me to be better. Yeah, but that was just a minor thing, I think, because one big reason was actually my older brother. I'm pointing to the right because that's where he is. But yeah, my older brother, who is also an amazing artist, he taught me quite a bit about drawing, but most of all he inspired me to do the same, because back as a kid he was, you know, my role model, and I wanted to do everything he does, so I also wanted to draw. And he taught me like kind of basic things. Like I still remember he taught me how to do like the folds in a skirt, because first I drew everything kind of flat, you know, but he taught me, it's like, you know, if you do like this, then you have like a nice skirt. And I was so fascinated by it, and I still remember that I only drew skirts and girls for like, I mean, I still kind of do that now that I think about it. But yeah, that was one big reason I started drawing more. Also, what I love to do, because I had such a huge imagination, was to draw my stories, draw my characters in form of comics or just character design. I really loved that. I was so into that. And yeah, I just, seeing my characters come to life in such a way was so fascinating to me. And that's why if you look at these pictures, I have endless OCs, so many. Some of them I don't even remember what they were exactly, but I just started one character, one story, and then I had another idea, and then I created other characters and other stories, and it was just, that was basically my childhood. In middle school, that was the time when I got into anime. And I think most artists can kind of connect to this point, because I feel a lot of us started from anime and manga, and that was kind of, you know, our thing, and we wanted to draw like them, we wanted to be like them, we wanted to be mangaka, we wanted to, you know, do all that crazy stuff. That was one big influence in my life, definitely. I remember I started off with Planet, I think, and almost all my characters look like them. So all the eyes, I had the huge eyes, and they also kind of looked scary. I didn't mean them to look scary, but they ended up looking like that. But anyways, that was a huge influence, and that was also when I started drawing really like manga, like comics. The thing was that in middle school I didn't really have friends that connected through drawing. I had friends, but I didn't really, feel comfortable to draw in front of them, show them my drawings. I was very insecure. I didn't even show my parents a lot of my drawings. Like, that's how insecure I was back then. But yeah, I miss this kind of, this group of friends where I could share my art with and who were also interested in art. Yeah, so I didn't really draw as much, only here and there at home, but besides that I didn't really pursue it as much. I got more into singing. I didn't want to pursue art. I really didn't. Like, that was the last thing I wanted to pursue, if I'm being really honest with you. But I wanted to go into like a focus point, because the school had many different focus points, and one class was like a pop music class, and then there was an art class and a football class and all of this stuff. But I really was not interested in art class at all. But so I registered for the pop music class, but my dad was like, like, don't you just want to also do the exam for the art class just in case you don't get into the pop music class? And me being in puberty and such a teenager, I was like, no. Nah. I don't want to do this. If I don't get into this pop music class, I'm not gonna go into this. I'm not gonna go to the school. I'm gonna go back to my old school, which I hated at this point, not necessarily because of the people, some people, but because of the system also. Excuse me. But also because the system kind of, it really brought me down, and I was not the best students in terms of grades. So yeah, I would have wanted to go back there but didn't get into the pop music class. Like, just imagine, that's how highly I thought of myself. But as you probably can tell, I didn't get into the music class, which I am very grateful for, to be honest. I don't think I would have done so well, also with the people. But yeah, I ended up going to the art class. That's how I got more into art, obviously, because we had more art classes, which were fine. I liked them. Some were better than the others. Some were just like, I felt like we weren't really learning that much. But I mainly loved it because of the people, because I found a community that also loved drawing and that also loved anime. And we were just, drawing together and supporting each other, and we still do it to this day. That's when I started drawing like crazy. Like, all summer, like summer vacation, I would just be in my room drawing all night. I'm not kidding you. I would draw every single day for I don't know how many hours, but I got never tired of it because I was so motivated, because I was like making stories with my friends and creating characters, and we were just making these like manga pages, and they were so fun. And now that I look at them, they're very cringy, but I still love to look at them because they're still not bad. I don't consider them bad, but it's just the stories. all over the place, but I loved it. I loved that, looking at them, because they bring me back to this like happy time I had in school. Even though my grades suck, I still love, you know, this part of oh my god. And then that was also the time when I got a lot of influence, like Korean pop culture influence. Yes, I also had that phase in my life. But yeah, that was when I got also into webtoon and things like this, and that really influenced my art style, because I love, as much as I love anime and I love manga, I wanted to find my own style, because I felt like I was copying other artists' styles. And yeah, so I wanted to discover that, and then when the Korean influence came, I just kind of Koreanized my style, which I'm not the biggest fan of. Looking back on it, I felt it was also very, I don't know, not very alive, but also I was not happy with that art style. I definitely wanted to get away from it, but it was so difficult. But yeah, that was a big influence in my style, and I think I still see it today because of the colors. That was the time when I started using more colors. Actually, I never finished high school, so that's why my high school time seems rather short for me to talk about. But yeah, I decided to stop high school because grade-wise I wasn't doing so well. But anyways, I don't want to go too much into detail. But yeah, after I stopped high school, I decided to do like a 2-year program for international students, and yeah, that was I was occupied with that basically. So I didn't have that much time to draw or to paint or anything. The only drawing I did was like doodling in my journal and stuff like this. I was just always too busy and occupied. There was one girl who brought her watercolor set and she let me try it, and that was a point where I actually started liking watercolor, because before I only used very like crappy school, like elementary school quality watercolors, and also crappy paper, so no wonder I kind of didn't really like it. But when she let me try her supplies, I was really like blown away by it, and I really love watercolors at that point. Yeah, but there was also a time when I went to London, and I decided to get like a watercolor set for myself, a better quality one, and that's when I really started getting to watercolor. And I still remember how excited I was to try all the supplies, and yeah, I think that was also a time when I really improved, was because I was just so excited about all these supplies I never tried before. Hello, this is editing me. As I'm editing, I just realized I left a huge part out of my entire art journey, and that was the part about digital art. I just completely forgot about it. I'm so sorry. But basically I started drawing digitally in middle school, I think, beginning of middle school, which is like a bamboo tablet, and it was quite bad. It looked as if I drew it with a mouse, so but I improved it throughout the years, especially because my brother got all the equipment. I didn't have to buy a single thing, so thank you so much. This is not sponsored by my brother, but I improved a lot throughout the years. I'm gonna insert some pictures so you have a picture of how it looked like before, but I definitely improved a lot when I got an iPad. It was just so much easier for me, and really, yeah, so fun, and still is. So yes, that's what I wanted to say. I'm sorry I left it completely out. Peace. Then now coming to 2019, 2020. Actually, before I started doing illustrations, I was working in a flower shop, believe it or not. I mean, I love flowers, as you can tell through my art. But yeah, it was a nice job, but deep down I really wanted to do illustration. But you know, it kind of scared me because if you watch other illustrator YouTubers on YouTube, you will know that they don't recommend to just dive straight into illustration, and that counts for any freelance job actually. So I was like, I don't know if I want to do this, but just being in a flower shop, I didn't really have time since it was a full-time job. So I decided to just take this time to build up my illustration, and also since I didn't have so much time to focus on my art, I wanted to take this time to develop it. And yeah, that's what I did, and it was such a nice year for me, because I never took so much time and I never focused so much on illustration and the things that I actually really love to do. So I got to experience all different sort of things, and got to try different mediums. I think that was one big reason and one big thing that helped me improve my art, was that I just went out there and I just tried different things, and if they didn't work. But for example, I found gouache, and at first I also didn't like it, just like watercolors, but that's because I didn't know how to use it properly. And also I just bought 3 colors. I bought yellow, blue, and pink. I could have gotten red, then I would have like the 3 primary colors, but I wanted pink, so I took pink. But yeah, but over time I tried again and I reached for it, and then I started liking it, and now I love it. It's like my favorite medium. And yeah, so that's kind of all I use, and as well as colored pencils. I never really like colored pencils that much, mainly because how it looked on paper, but then I just changed like my paper and then I liked it a lot. Just switching between mediums and trying them on different paper and all these things, I feel they really helped me improve so much and widen my kind of my skill. So I can't just draw with a pencil on a piece of paper. I can't just draw on, like, you know, on the canvas, but I can do many other things, and then kind of combine these things, if you know what I mean. So I feel it's been really great, and now I'm just starting to get into kind of my own style. In the beginning, I really copied a lot of other artists, like for example there was Heikala. She was probably my biggest inspiration in the beginning, and she's still one of my biggest inspirations. She's incredible. But I really wanted to find my own, and I think this year really granted me this opportunity too, which I'm really grateful for. That's basically it. I mean, I'm really young and I still have, the sun is shining on my face. This is some revelation here. Anyways, I still have a long way to go, and I'm happy for that. I'm really excited to see where this path is gonna go, and alone that I'm talking to a camera and that I have a YouTube channel is already so crazy, even though there are not many followers. But followers are people, and 100 people is a lot of people to me, living in a small village with just over 1,000, you know. But anyways, that's basically my journey until now, and I hope you found it inspiring. I hope maybe you also saw some patterns that are similar to your art journey, and I would really love to hear your stories as well. So if you're an artist or whatever job you have, make sure to comment down below, and yeah, I look forward to seeing you the next